The Pine editor is where you will be working on your scripts. While you can use any text editor you want to write your Pine scripts, using our editor has many advantages. It highlights your code following Pine syntax. It pops up syntax reminders for built-in and library functions when you hover over them. It provides quick access to the Pine reference manual pop-up when you Control+click CMD+click on Pine keywords. It provides an autocomplete feature that you can activate with Control+space CMD+space. It makes the write compile run cycle fast because saving a new version of a script loaded on the chart also executes it immediately. While not as feature-rich as the top editors out there, it provides key functionality such as search and replace, multi-cursor, and versioning. To open the editor, click on the Pine Editor tab at the bottom of your TradingView chart. This will open up the editor's pane. First version. We will now create our first working Pine script, an implementation of the MACT indicator in Pine. At version is equal to 5 indicator, MACT number 1, fast is equal to 12, slow is equal to 26, fast MA is equal to tar.ima, close, fast, slow MA is equal to tar.ima, close, slow, MACT is equal to fast ma slow ma signal is equal to tar.ima, MACT, 9, plot, MACT, color is equal to color.blue, plot, signal, color is equal to color.orange. Start by bringing up the open drop-down menu at the top right of the editor and choose New Blank Indicator. Then copy the example script above, taking care not to include the line numbers in your selection. Select all the code already in the editor and replace it with the example script. Click Save and choose a name for your script. Your script is now saved in TradingView's cloud, but under your account's name. Nobody but you can use it. Click Add to Chart in the editor's menu bar. The MACT indicator appears in a separate pane under your chart. Your first Pine script is running on your chart, which should look like this. Let's look at our script's code, line by line. Line 1 at version is equal to 5. This is a comment containing a compiler directive that tells the compiler the script will use version 5 of Pine. Line 2 indicator, MACT number 1, defines the name of the script that will appear on the chart as MACT. Line 3, fast is equal to 12, defines a fast integer variable which will be the length of the fast EMA. Line 4, slow is equal to 26, defines a slow integer variable which will be the length of the slow EMA. Line 5, fast MA is equal to tar.ima, close, fast, defines the variable fast MA containing the result of the EMA calculation, exponential moving average, with a length equal to fast, 12, on the close series, i.e., the closing price of bars. Line 6, slow MA is equal to tar.ima, close, slow, defines the variable slow MA containing the result of the EMA calculation with a length equal to slow, 26, from close. Line 7, MACT is equal to fast MA slow MA, defines the variable MACT as the difference between the two EMAs. Line 8, signal is equal to tar.ima, MACT, 9, defines the variable signal as a smoothed value of MACT using the EMA algorithm, exponential moving average, with a length of 9. Line 9, plot, MACT, color is equal to color.blue, calls the plot function to output the variable MACT using a blue line. Line 10, plot, signal, color is equal to color.orange, calls the plot function to output the variable signal using an orange line. Second version. The first version of our script calculated MACT manually, but because Pine is designed to write indicators and strategies, built-in Pine functions exist for many common indicators, including one for MACT, tar.MACT. This is the second version of our script. Note that we have added inputs so we can change the lengths for the Mars. We now use the tar.MACT Pine built-in to calculate our MACT, which saves us 3 lines and makes our code easier to read. Let's repeat the same process as before to copy that code in a new indicator. Start by bringing up the open drop-down menu at the top right of the editor and choose New Blank Indicator. Then copy the example script above, again taking care not to include the line numbers in your selection. Select all the code already in the editor and replace it with the second version of our script. Click Save and choose a name for your script different than the previous one. Click Add to Chart in the editor's menu bar. The MACD number 2 indicator appears in a separate pane under the MACD number 1 indicator. Your second Pine script is running on your chart. If you double-click on the indicator's name on your chart, you will bring up the script's Settings Inputs tab, where you can now change the slow and fast lengths. Let's look at the lines that have changed in the second version of our script. Line 2 indicator, MACD number 2. We have changed number 1 to number 2 so the second version of our indicator displays a different name on the chart. Line 3, fast input is equal to input, 12, fast length. Instead of assigning a constant value to a variable, we have used the input function so we can change the value in our script's Settings Inputs tab. 12 will be the default value, and the field's label will be fast length. If the value is changed in the Inputs tab, the fast input variable's content will contain the new value and the script will re-execute on the chart with that new value. Note that, as our Pine style guide recommends, we add input to the end of the variable's name to remind us, later in the script, that its value comes from a user input. Line 4, slow input is equal to input, 26, slow length. We do the same for the slow length, taking care to use a different variable name, default value and text string for the field's label. Line 5, MACD line, signal line, hist line, is equal to tar.macd, close, fast input, slow input, 9. This is where we call the tar.macd, built in to perform all the first version's calculations in one line only. The function requires 4 parameters, the values after the function name, enclosed in parentheses. It returns 3 values into the 3 variables instead of only 1, like the functions we used until now, which is why we need to enclose the list of 3 variables receiving the function's result in square brackets, to the left of the is equal to sign. Note that 2 of the values we pass to the function are the input variables containing the fast and slow lengths, fast input and slow input. Line 6 and 7. The variable names we are plotting there have changed, but the lines are doing the same thing as in our first version. Our second version performs the same calculations as our first, but we can change the 2 lengths used to calculate it. Our code is also simpler and shorter by 3 lines. We have improved our script. Indicators versus strategies. Pine strategies are used to backtest on historical data and forward test on open markets. In addition to indicator calculations, they contain strategy, calls to send trade orders to Pine's broker emulator, which can then simulate their execution. Strategies display backtest results in the Strategy Tester tab at the bottom of the chart, next to the Pine Editor tab. Pine indicators also contain calculations, but cannot be used in backtesting. Because they do not require the broker emulator, they use less resources and will run faster. It is thus advantageous to use indicators whenever you can. Both indicators and strategies can run in either overlay mode, over the chart's bars, or pane mode, in a separate section below or above the chart. Both can also plot information in their respective space, and both can generate alert events. How scripts are executed. A Pine script is not like programs in many programming languages that execute once and then stop. In the Pine runtime environment, a script runs in the equivalent of an invisible loop where it is executed once on each bar of whatever chart you are on, from left to right. Chart bars that have already closed when the script executes on them are called historical bars. When execution reaches the chart's last bar and the market is open, it is on the real-time bar. The script then executes once every time a price or volume change is detected, and one last time for that real-time bar when it closes. That real-time bar then becomes an elapsed real-time bar. Note that when the script executes in real-time, it does not recalculate on all the chart's historical bars on every price volume update. It has already calculated once on those bars, so it does not need to recalculate them on every chart tick. See the execution model page for more information. When a script executes on a historical bar, the close built-in variable holds the value of that bar's close. When a script executes on the real-time bar, close returns the current price of the symbol until the bar closes. Contrary to indicators, Pine strategies normally execute only once on real-time bars when they close. They can also be configured to execute on each price volume update if that is what you need. See the page on strategies for more information and to understand how strategies calculate differently than indicators. Time series. The main data structure used in Pine scripts is called a time series. Time series contain one value for each bar the script executes on, so they continuously expand as the script executes on more bars. Past values of the time series can be referenced using Pine's history referencing operator. Close 1, for example, refers to the value of close on the bar preceding the one where the script is executing. While this indexing mechanism may remind many programmers of arrays, a time series is different, and thinking in terms of arrays will be detrimental to understanding this key Pine concept. A good comprehension of both the execution model and time series is essential in understanding how Pine scripts work. If you have never worked with data organized in time series before, you will need practice to put them to work for you. Once you familiarize yourself with these key concepts, you will discover that by combining the use of time series with our built-in functions specifically designed to handle them efficiently, much can be accomplished in very few lines of Pine code. Publishing scripts. TradingView is home to a large community of Pine coders and millions of traders from all around the world. Once you become proficient enough in Pine, you can choose to share your scripts with other traders. Before doing so, please take the time to learn Pine well enough to supply traders with an original and reliable tool. All publicly published scripts are analyzed by our team of moderators and must comply with our script publishing rules, which require them to be original and well documented. If you want to use Pine scripts for your own use, simply write them in the Pine editor and add them to your chart from there. You don't have to publish them to use them. If you want to share your scripts with just a few friends, you can publish them privately and send your friends the browser's link to your private publication. See the page on publishing for more information. Where to go from here? This Pine user manual contains numerous examples of code used to illustrate the concepts we discuss. By going through it, you will be able to both learn the foundations of Pine and study the example scripts. Reading about key concepts and trying them out right away with real code is a productive way to learn any programming language. As you hopefully have already done in the first indicator page, copy this documentation's examples in the editor and play with them. Explore. You won't break anything. This is how the Pine user manual you are reading is organized. The language section explains the main components of the Pine language and how scripts execute. The concepts section is more task-oriented. It explains how to do things in Pine. The writing section explores tools and tricks that will help you write and publish scripts. The FAQ section answers common questions from Pine coders. The error messages page documents causes and fixes for the most common runtime and compiler errors. The release notes page is where you can follow the frequent updates to the Pine. The migration guides section explains how to port between different versions of Pine. The Where Can I Get More Information page lists other useful Pine-related content, including where to ask questions when you are stuck on code. We wish you a successful journey with Pine and trading.